Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from your favorite Halo YouTuber. Still aren't convinced? You will be. Keep watching. While we all continue to patiently wait for a Halo Infinite release date, gameplay, news, anything really, I figured I would continue the current trend on my channel of talking about Halo Infinite multiplayer and what to expect from it. Today I thought it would be fun to talk about Halo Infinite multiplayer game types and what to expect. What's going to make a return and what's going to get the boot. So obviously we know literally nothing about Halo Infinite multiplayer. We have not seen multiplayer gameplay, and 343 has given us nothing more than acknowledgement that it exists, and a rendered version of a Spartan showing off Halo Infinite armor coding. But even without multiplayer gameplay, there are some assumptions we can make regarding Halo Infinite multiplayer game types. I'd be willing to bet my left testicle that there's going to be a Slayer game type and capture the flag. There's going to be different renditions of Slayer, such as Team Snipers and SWAT, regardless of whether or not they have their own dedicated playlist, but that's an entire video on its own. But there are other game types that I wouldn't be too sure about. For example, King of the Hill was in every Halo leading into Halo 5 if my memory serves me correctly. But Halo 5 decided to create a new game type, Strongholds, to replace King of the Hill. They later patched the game type in, but I think it was a variation of territories or something. It wasn't called King of the Hill, and it came way after the release of Halo 5. Like most things 343 adds to their games, by the time it was added, no one cared anymore. I personally prefer a good old game of King of the Hill over Strongholds, but I could see how King of the Hill could play poorly with the advanced mobility mechanics in a competitive setting. So I understand why it was chalked for Strongholds in Halo 5. And I did enjoy Strongholds as a game type in Halo 5. I guess it's just nostalgia that has me preferring King of the Hill. I would personally like them to include both Strongholds and King of the Hill in Halo Infinite, and just choose one or the other as the competitive game type. But I don't see that happening. For whatever reason, it seems that 343 likes to keep it simple at launch and then add on after. Not something I particularly agree with, but it is what it is. I think Halo thrives when it gives players the most options and let them run with it, whether it be players choosing to play the game type they want, or turning a base game type into something new, such as how Halo 2 Zombies became an official game type in Infection in Halo 3. Two other game types that caught the short end of the stick in Halo 5 were Assault and Oddball, both game types that were staples of the Halo franchise. They were patched in later, as was the Halo 5 norm. Even worse yet, Oddball was actually a modification of the Assault game type, where you received points for holding the bomb. It wasn't even an oddball. And just like Halo 5, I think these game types are going to be left out of Halo Infinite multiplayer as well, at least for the initial launch of Halo Infinite. Especially with the delay of Halo Infinite, and the apparent unpolished state of the game, I think Oddball or Assault would be game types that get put on the back burner as 343 tries to finish this game before they have to delay it again. Now that we've gone over some of the classic game types that were not part of Halo 5 at launch, let's go over the new Halo game types that took their place. The first game type added was supposed to be the peak of Halo 5 competition, Breakout. This was a single life round based game type that one could compare to Search and Destroy in Call of Duty or Counter-Strike. Although instead of an attack or defend team, there was a neutral flag that either team could capture in any round. The problem was that with Halo's extended time to kill, it was easy for good players to milk their single life behind tons of cover. So they had to have reduced health, which made the game seem a little off. Especially going from Breakout to other game modes, you had to adjust to different time to kills. Eventually they dropped the game type from competitive and it developed its own niche player base. I think it was fun as its own thing, but it was a little too different to fit in with the rest of Halo. so I don't think it will be making a return in Halo Infinite. Sorry, Breakout boys. Their other big new game type was Warzone. This was the complete opposite of Breakout in that it was made to be as casual as possible. PvE mixed with PvP, where you race to 1000 points using rec weapons. It was a game type literally created to sell rec packs, which was Halo 5's loot box microtransactions. This game type single-handedly had to have made millions of dollars for Microsoft. I don't have much data on this, but based on part of the proceeds contributing to raising the 2016 Halo World Championship prize pool by $1.5 million, they had to have made a killing. Alongside that, there is a very dedicated player base that loves Warzone and would obviously love to see it return. Which is why it might surprise you that I don't think Warzone will be making a return in Halo Infinite. At least in its current state. See, Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to be free to play, and they announced there would be no real money loot boxes in Halo Infinite, which means that 1, they couldn't monetize Warzone to its full effect in Halo Infinite, and 2, they are going to need a new microtransaction system that fits a free to play model. 343 hasn't exactly been on the forefront of innovation since taking over the Halo franchise, so I would guess they're going to adopt the popular free-to-play Season Pass model. And alongside a new Season Pass, I think they're going to implement a new game type that complements the Season Pass and helps them make the most sales. I don't know what this new game type is or how it's going to play out, but I suspect we will learn all about it at the Halo Infinite multiplayer reveal. You know, the one that was supposed to be in August but disappeared after they announced the delay. It's going to come eventually, and I suspect a brand new game type that 343 can market to the free-to-play player base. In regards to what this new game type is, it would make the most sense for Halo Infinite Battle Royale. It is the most popular game type right now, the Halo sandbox is perfect for it, and it is associated very heavily with the Season Pass monetization. But 343 has denied a Battle Royale in Halo Infinite multiple times in many different ways. I do not think there is going to be a Battle Royale in the traditional sense, but I do in fact think that 343 has been planning a new game mode of incredible scale, possibly building off of what Warzone was in Halo 5, or maybe taking Big Team Battle and scaling it tenfold. But I think this is going to be the biggest, most epic Halo matches you've ever seen. And I think from this new game type is where players will have the large space in order to forge their own Battle Royale mode, which was sort of hinted at by Frank O'Connor when he said, "You can probably make your own," in regards to Halo Infinite Battle Royale. There are a lot of things pointing towards a large-scale Halo game type or game mode in Halo Infinite, in addition to the free-to-play model. There's the Grapple Hook or Grapple Shot edition, which will likely help you get around big open areas quickly. There's a heads-up display map that could be used to get an overlook on large battle arenas. I know these things could be shrugged off as being added with the open world campaign in mind, but I think that's just a bias created by the fact that we've only seen campaign gameplay so far. I can't imagine they went through with these big changes in Halo without having multiplayer in mind as well. There was also the Japanese version of the Halo Infinite page translating the genre classification as Battle Royale shooting. Maybe this wasn't a mistranslation of the text on the website, but a misunderstanding of the new game mode being explained to the Xbox Japan branch. The new, large-scale, epic game mode that will be marketed as the premier multiplayer game type in Halo Infinite. But at the end of the day, this is all just complete and utter speculation. I have no doubt that there will be a brand new game mode in Halo Infinite, but maybe I'm missing the mark thinking it's going to be this epic, large-scale conquest type game mode. Maybe they have a new 4v4 arena game type like they've added before. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to be centered around a new, large-scale game mode? Or do you think I sound like some crazy conspiracy theorist looking way too hard into small details? And what game types do you want to see return in Halo Infinite from prior games? Or maybe game modes from different franchises that would fit well in Halo? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and please consider subscribing for future Halo content. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the launch of Halo Infinite, whenever that is, and every single subscriber counts. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video. Later.